Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man. And as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today I have for sale, and one might say after following my channel said, you already selling this? Yes, this is brand new. I've only had this guitar less than a week. And one again might ask, well, why are you selling it? I told you guys when I really like something, I buy them in pairs. So I have this one. Which I thought was this one, because Turser has a habit of they make a lot of guitars. I mean, a whole lot of copies of other name brand guitars, and sometimes they fail to note on the guitar somewhere the model. It's like, what is this? You know, because this one doesn't have nothing up there as far as on the plate. It gives you the model number. There's nothing. So I bought this guitar a while ago, and I fell in love with this one. I'm like, I'm buying me another one. And actually, I had seen another one about maybe almost a year ago, and I should have bought it. But I really didn't need it because I wasn't playing this one that much. So I'm like, it really don't make sense to have two guitars you ain't playing. So I said to myself, if I do run across another one like this, I'm going to buy it. So I ran across that one. So so this is where I got tripped up, because I bought another one of these before and I thought it was that guitar until it came here and I noticed the crescent was different. I'm like, oh shit, it's two different guitars. So there was nothing wrong with the other one, you know, but I'm like, I want the other one with this one. So I ended up selling that one to my good friend, Mr. Warren Pritchett. Shout out to Warren. And I'm sure he's enjoying it because it was a nice guitar. And the difference between this guitar and that one, because again, the other one I had is this model, because it says it right here, the JT 123 142 JT 142. So in essence, this is the 142. This one isn't. I thought this one was the same as this one, but it's not. And I just noticed that 2 days ago when I laid both of them across my bed for a minute. And I said, man, this one's bigger than that one. The body is a little bigger than this one. And then it dawned on me, this is the same one that I had before that I thought was this one. But for some reason, the crescent on these are identical, as opposed to the other one I had where the crescent was more like a crown as opposed to just like torch stain. So they're notorious to kind of not letting you know exactly what model. And again, there's nothing wrong with this guitar. I bought this guitar, like I said, less than a week ago, and I was planning on keeping it because what first drew me to it was, of course, I thought it was this one. Then the color, because I had a Turser. It was a 335 copy. They had the same beautiful orange color, and I had to part with it. So when I seen this color, and I thought it was this model, I'm like, I'm definitely buying this. So when it came, I wasn't disappointed by no means. It's beautiful. The action is great. It's brand spanking new. It's a beautiful color. Everything in the tone. I'll leave a link down here so you guys can hear it. But I decided I'm going to sell it because I want this one. I want this. I want the identical, this model. I didn't want this model. And again, there's nothing wrong with this one. I mean, like I said, the only difference is this one's a tad bit, a little bigger. And that's not a big deal to me personally, but I'm like, I sought out to get another one like this one. So therefore, I'm going to do that. I'm going to find another one like this one. So I'm going to take a beating on this one because, like I told you guys, and I really kind of rarely discuss how much I pay for these guitars. But like my other video, I paid close to $500 for this guitar. And it's brand spanking new. You know, so I'm going to end up taking a hit. And I don't mind taking it because it's not about the money. It's about getting what you want and finding a good home for a great playing guitar, because instead of just sitting in the closet and letting it collect dust, someone who wants to embark on playing jazz box guitars, this is great and this is perfect for you, because most jazz boxes cost you anywhere from $700 to about $2,000. You know, you can go out and get some junk, because they do sell some junk. I'm not gonna mention the brand, but they make some junk jazz guitars. When it first came, I called the guy and said, I'm sending this back tomorrow, dude, because this is awful. I don't even know if this is wood that you're selling me here. And the action on it was terrible. The tone was terrible, you know, and that guitar cost me like $400, that one, you know. So anyone who's looking for a jazz box, because the single chords are cool, But when I started to really play the humbucking pickups, I fell in love with that beautiful mellow tone. And this is the type of tone that you hear on a lot of OJs and Philly sound records. They play jazz boxes. They don't play single coils. And again, there's nothing wrong with single coil when you're trying to capture a certain tone. But when you want to capture these jazzy thick tones, you need your humbuckers. And what I noticed about humbuckers is when I plug them into either my amp or my preamp, boom, the volume. There's more power and juice coming out of these humbuckers than there are the single coils. When I plug in my single coils, I kind of got to turn up the volume. With this, I got to turn down the volume. It just gives you a lot. But again, this is brand new. I'm gonna take a hit. $350 plus $50, $60 shipping and handling. Unfortunately, I can't ship to California anymore. So if you guys are interested, like I told you, this guitar is less than 7 days old in my hands, and I paid close to $500 for it. I'm willing to let it go for $350. If I don't sell it, I'll just keep it. But again, I was trying to get this guitar, and I got this guitar, which again, the only difference is slightly bigger box, bigger frame. Slightly, it's not much bigger, it's just slightly. But again, I realized that it's not the same guitar, which again is kind of tripping me out because they got the same crescent, and that's how I was looking for this guitar, because I'm like, all the other ones have that little crown thing, the jazz boxes that Turser made, and the only one I've seen is the jazz boxes, is the one with this crescent, with this, it's like a torch. So now this torch appears on this model, and this model is different from that model. So again, you can easily get tripped up with their selection because they don't just out and out give you a model number, even though this one is a model number, but for some reason they changed the crescent mark, and that's what I was going by. But it's beautiful. Like I said, I stick it up to the camera, but leave a link down here also. So you know what? I'll do 330. It's still a 350. I do 330. So that way you can get a little more money back from the shipping and handling, because the shipping and handling is going to be $60 since it's a big guitar. So it's $330 plus $60 shipping and handling. It's going to go out priority mail, United States postage. I'm going to give you tracking and also signature required. I do that on all my guitars. So when they show up, the carrier is going to give it to somebody who's going to sign for it. Instead of when I bought this guitar from a guitar company, they didn't put in signature required, which of course the customer's going to pay for it. So it's like, why not offer this? Because you're not going to be paying for it, And as a result of them not doing that, the carrier, which I'm not going to name, but I'm just going to say this: it ain't UPS, it ain't United States Postal Service, it ain't DHL. So you figure it out. They just set my shit in the yard. They didn't even put it close to the door in the yard. They put it on the inside of the yard, but hanging outside. I live on the corner, so anybody could have walked past, picked up my box, not even have to go in my yard to get it, just picked it up and walked the fuck off. So I'm like, I don't know why they didn't put signature required, since this is an expensive piece of gear. And it's like, come on, man. Signature required for big ass boxes that cost over close to $500. But like I told you guys, whenever I ship you out a guitar, signature required. So you are guaranteed that you just not going to happen to look out your window in your backyard and see a big ass box. And it's like, when did this get here? And why didn't anybody at least ring the fucking bell? So again, $330, $60 shipping and handling. Taking a loss on this one, like I told you guys, but it's not about the money. It's not a big deal. Like I said, I just rather have somebody enjoy this thing instead of it's just sitting in the room, not being played. It's beautiful and it feels great to play. But the only reason why I'm going to part with it, because I'm going to get another one like this, just like this, exactly like this. So let's take it up to the camera. And like I said, that's a great price for a jazz box. If you don't believe me, do some price comparison. Go to eBay, go to Reverb, Go to Guitar Center, and you're gonna be spending $600, $700, $800, $900 for a decent jazz box. Because again, you can find some junk for about maybe $300, and it's gonna be junk. Trust me on this. You know, this is a great price for this guitar because this is not junk. This is a well-made jazz box. And like I told you guys, I have been playing single coil almost exclusively for years, decades, with the exception of the Les Pauls, and because they both have humbucker pickups. And then when I start to kind of branch out, guitar-wise, it's still let me just try to play something different. It's still a ton of Strats, some Tellys, you know, and a Les Paul here and there. Let me try a quote-unquote jazz box. And when I did, I fell in love with them. As you guys notice, I play a lot of more jazz, the big guitars now than the single coils, because I'm playing kind of jazzy stuff lately. You know, a lot of OJs and a lot of Philly sound stuff. So you better bring the right equipment for the job, because the single coils just won't cut it when you're trying to do some, like I said, some Philly sound stuff. Just the single coils are too thick, too thin, and real bright when you want a fat, mellow, warm tone for those types of songs. So you definitely need a jazz box. So again, it's $330, $60 shipping and handling. It goes out priority mail the next day, boxed up really well, a lot of packed up nicely and safely. There's no case with this. I thought I mentioned that. So, and then signature required. So I guess I'm going to sign off now. Again, this is normally how it works. If you see soul across the header here, that means his soul is gone. If you don't see that, it's still available. If you're interested, just send me a comment here and say, hey, Morris, man, I want this. I say, okay, send out the funds. So she sent out the funds. I put sold there, and they go out the very next day. And whoever bad is going to enjoy this guitar. Trust me. I mean, if I don't get a taker, because normally my guitars sell within like, 2 days, sometimes a couple of hours, because people that follow my channel know I don't sell junk. I don't sell guitars that are hard to play. I don't sell guitars that don't feel good to play, don't sound good, and usually don't look good. I mean, every guitar that I sell is a pretty nice guitar, because that's what drew me to this one, the color. I'm like, oh yeah, because the reason why I didn't buy the other one like this one, I just remember because it was the same tobacco color. I'm like, well, I don't want two guitars with the same color and the same model. That's why I passed on it. And then when I seen this one, I was like, grab it. Then I realized today or yesterday that it's a different guitar. Even though they got the same crescent on the heads, it's a different guitar. And that's not a bad thing. It's just a different guitar. So again, $330, $60 shipping and handling. Go out to the United States Postal Service the very next day. Signature required. I'll leave a link down here so you guys can hear the guitar. It sounds great. And I enjoy playing it. Like I said, the action on this thing is great. Action on that one's great. Actually, action on this one is even a little better since it's brand spanking new. Because this is brand spanking new. So till next time, take care and thanks for watching.